In Western New York for this AFC East showdown where Josh Allen is now the old man at quarterback in his fourth year. Every starter in the division is a first-round pick, with Mac Jones the only one outside the top 7, but he's playing like the draft boards had it all wrong. Lisa Salters on the Pats sideline.
Steve, every draft class of NFL quarterbacks becomes a brotherhood in history, with their careers viewed side by side next to their draft peers now and forever. The 2021 class was heralded as a game changer for several teams, but so far, all of the highest picks are having trouble keeping up with the Joneses.
With the first pick, Trevor Lawrence. Second pick, Zach Wilson. 49ers select Trey Lance.
Chicago Bears select Justin Fields.
The 2021 draft started with a quarterback frenzy, with 5 franchise QB prospects going in the top 15 for the first time in 22 years. The New England Patriots had to replace Tom Brady and hadn't selected a first-round quarterback since 1993. But in this draft day QB free-for-all, Bill Belichick never moved from spot 15, and he just might have gotten the best of the bunch.
New England Patriots select Mac Jones.
So far, Mac Jones has been a jackpot for New England's draft day bet. Entering Week 13, he's got more wins as a starter than the other members of the Big Five class combined. He's also on pace to set an NFL rookie record for pass completion percentage in a season. So while the final book is far from finished on any of the 2021 QB class, Mac Jones has already thrown a plot twist into the perceptions of this group, and he's writing a memorable first chapter to his Patriot story.
But while others might make the comparisons, Jones has not paid any attention to what his rookie peers have done so far this season. He told us he does not do social media and chooses to just stick to his own game. Steve?
Lisa, Michael McCorkle Mac Jones was born September 5th, 1998. The following day, Peyton Manning would make his NFL debut. Peyton and Eli over on ESPN2 tonight. We'll all have the opening kick next. You've been watching the Progressive Monday Night Kickoff.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Remember how it felt.
The Chiefs are back-to-back AFC champions.
Remember the hurt, the frustration.
The Patriots officially eliminated for the playoffs.
The pain. Use it to prove last year wasn't a fluke.
The Bills advance to the AFC Championship game.
Or that it was.
Mac Jones! Sensational!
Now that Mac Jones is quarterback, the Bills are on notice.
Nothing is more powerful than motivation.
We gotta endure hardships! Endure, but show up!
We work way too hard not to be great.
This game will say much about where you're meant to be.
Let's go, Buffalo! It don't matter who we playing over there. From the start to the end, we dominate!
Remember, to reach higher,
we gotta stay hungry.
It's about team.
They don't want to play our kind of game. It's grown man football.
It's about tonight.
You work with purpose, and there will be results.
And remember how you felt back then. And tell yourself, not this time.
#123rd all-time meeting. Only the second time since the 1970 merger in which these teams were this good this late in the season. We get ready to close out Week 13. Buffalo won the toss, and they will defer. Every decision important tonight.
Yeah, and even that early decision to defer their choice to the second half. We'll see how the win factors in the second half. They may be trying to get that in the fourth quarter.
Ball in the air and into the crowd. And that's how we start. Mac Jones continues to earn Bill Belichick's trust and learning the Patriot way. He might have been the 5th quarterback off the board, but he's been the head of the class. causing coach to hand over the keys of the AFC leading franchise to his young star. He's got the backpack, and he is ready to roll. And so are we. First down and 10. New England from their own 25. The shotgun will be an adventure tonight. Here's Damian Harris on first down.
Some good players out here on this football field. Look, the Patriots running backs. You don't see one player there. There needs to be three guys there because those guys are going to be just coming at the Buffalo Bills defense all night long. Hunter Henry, he's going to be Mac Jones' favorite target when they get in the red area. For Buffalo, Tremaine Edmonds, he has to play downhill tonight. He has to be physical. And Jordan Poyer, what a great story. One of the best safeties in the NFL against the run and the pass. He has to have a big night as well.
Pats go heavy. Second play from scrimmage. It's Harris again. Finds a hole. He'll make it out to the 30. Tyrell Dodson the tackle.
Yeah, Tyrell Dodson, that's not a name that a lot of Bills fans are real familiar with, but he's going to play a lot in this football game. Here he is right here. A.J. Klein is out, not active tonight. He's on the COVID-19 list. He would have been their base third linebacker, and now Dodson's going to get a lot of playing time.
Third down and 5 from the 30. That's Hunter Henry in motion in the slot. Pitch, ball comes out. Harris able to recover it, and he's going to lose a bunch. Ed Oliver blew it up for a loss of 5. And that's how this one starts.
It's going to be such a premium tonight on the ball. The center exchange, the exchange with the backs in the special teams area, Lewis. It's all about the ball tonight.
Yeah, the ball's going to be moving around a lot. You just wonder whether or not Damian Harris just took his eyes off it, or maybe the ball moved on him last minute where he wasn't able to secure it, but you're right. Look, I know Bill, and I know ball security is the #1 priority for this football team tonight because you see how it can adversely affect your team.
Let's watch this snap. It's low. Jake Bailey gets it away, and where it goes, nobody knows. Micah Hyde will pick up the ground ball. And it goes a 38-yard punt. I mean, everything's up for grabs tonight. Josh Allen, the starting quarterback for the Bills, the only quarterback in NFL history. 90-plus passing touchdowns, 25-plus rushing touchdowns in his first 4 seasons, and he is more than ready to run the football tonight.
Boy, right off the bat, you see field position. You know, the Bills are going to have the wind here in the first quarter. They get the ball because of a bad punt at the 48-yard line to start.
Crowded backfield. That shotgun snap is a bullet. Here's Devin Singletary. He'll turn the corner, pick up a couple to Star Watch, Brian.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of Matt Breida tonight. Everybody might say, well, what about Singletary? What about Moss? You're going to see them too, but Matt Breida is a new juice player for this offense. A lot of speed. Stephon Diggs will make plays if they're able to throw the ball off play action. Matt Judon, 11.5 sacks. What's more needed to be said about him? And Adrian Phillips is going to have an impact in this game, especially in the run game around the box. He's one of the more versatile safeties in the National Football League. He's going to need to have a big game.
Ryan Bates checked in, extra blocker. It's Singletary. Nothing doing there. Devon Godchaux. Devon Godchaux makes the stop for New England.
Look, Bill went and revamped his entire defensive line. When we did them last year on Monday Night Football, you could just hear the frustration in his voice at them not being able to own the line of scrimmage. And look, he's got Godchaux. He drafts Christian Barmore in the 2nd round. Look, these guys will have to play big roles here tonight to make sure that the run game for the Buffalo Bills in this bad weather situation doesn't get untracked on him.
3rd and 7 at the New England 49. First pass of the night potentially. Allen and Dawson Knox could not haul it in. 4th down, and that excellent field position for Buffalo is wasted.
It's a great job up front by the offensive line picking up that double A gap pressure. It's a good throw from Josh Allen, it's going to be hard. I mean, the fundamentals, the small things are going to be more difficult, and mistakes are going to be magnified because of the wind, and it's as hard on receivers as it is on quarterbacks.
Matt Hawk is back to punt. Gunnar Olszewski standing at his 10. The snap is good. Hawk gets it away. Olszewski will let it bounce. Does so at the 10. And into the end zone for a touchback. 49-yard punt. Scoreless early on. Windy night in Western New York. On the Canadian side of the Niagara Falls, see the wind whipping around here, getting gusts of up to 50 miles per hour. See the flags flying. One of the goalposts already lost its flag for the night. Second opportunity for New England from the 20. Here's Damian Harris. He'll pick up 2 on the play.
I think from the perspective of both of these teams, the wind is kind of going from north to south, from left to right from this game angle. So the Patriots are going into the teeth of the wind here in the first quarter, and obviously that'll flip in the second quarter. You almost have to manage those quarters where you don't have the wind.
2nd and 8 from the 22. Here's Harris again. Pick up a 4. Bring up a 3rd down.
You just see New England trying to play to its strengths, the power football running game. We talk about duos, getting double teams at the point of attack. Josh McDaniels, you see on your screen, he knows that is the DNA of this football team. It's toughness up front. He said, look, sometimes football just comes down to that. It comes down to toughness, strength at the point of attack. And in this environment, that's what's going to decide this game here tonight.
Brandon Bolden, 3rd down back, is in there. Bolden, his first carry, going to be dropped for a loss. Greg Rousseau for Buffalo. And both times now, New England's in a 3rd down situation, they lose yardage.
And watch first-round draft pick Greg Rousseau, the defensive end here against Hunter Henry. Watch how he's able to set the edge and keep some distance in between him and the block. You see he locks out, plays with good vision. That's how you secure the edge on defense when you're the Buffalo Bills. That's how you keep this running game in check. That's a great start for this defensive front 7 the first 2 drives.
Second punt for Bailey. Snap is perfect. Bailey gets it away. Wow. And the effects of the night into the Patriots bench. And you thought Buffalo had good field position the last time around. That's a 15-yard punt.
Might be one of those nights here in Orchard Park. Jake Bailey's a heck of a punter. Watch this ball move when he drops it. The wind is affecting the ball from the hand to the foot. It moves significantly. I talked with both punters down on the field before the game, talked with Matt Hawk for Buffalo as well, and all he said he's focused on is getting solid contact. That was not it for Jake Bailey.
Shortest New England punt dating back to 2007. Chris Hansen had a 13-yard punt. Allen wants to throw again. Able to complete. Emmanuel Sanders is met immediately by J.C. Jackson. Down to Lisa.
Steve, I checked in with both kickers, and they both said that they have to play the win tonight, not let it play them. Bills kicker Tyler Bass told me he only feels comfortable from the extra point line and in, and that is it. He said the west end zone is definitely much worse than the right, and he said that the conditions tonight are in the top 3 of the worst weather conditions he's ever had to kick in.
Wow. Lot to watch for tonight. 2nd and 13 now. Draw. Singletary. Inside the 40-yard line. Remember, Buffalo started their first possession at their own 48 when 3 and out. Knox couldn't hang on to the Allen pass, and now they start at the New England 40.
Yeah, look, taking advantage of field position and taking advantage of this wind being behind your back. Steve, it's absolutely crucial for Buffalo to make sure that they get some points on the board here. You know that Bill Belichick plays that game.
Yeah.
And he's going to hope to just survive this first quarter without there being too much damage.
Well, and Buffalo's already in 4-down territory in the first quarter here.
3rd and 9. And a lot of finger pointing. See if that's on Matthew Judon.
Defense number 9. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's Bill Vinovich, our referee tonight. It is, in fact, on Judon.
Smart by Spencer Brown. They get Spencer Brown back at that right tackle position. That's big for Buffalo. They're able to move Darrell Williams back down into right guard where they really wanted him. And so that they're hoping to solidify the right side of that offensive line.
No John Feliciano. He remains on IR for the Bills. 3rd and 4. Straight drop for Allen to throw. Left side, able to complete. That's our first completed pass. Matt Breida on the receiving end. And our first down of the game comes with 7.5 left in the first quarter.
You see Josh Allen with the wind behind his back, able to throw that ball out on the perimeter outside the numbers with tremendous velocity and accuracy. And he told us that. He said, look, when the wind is unpredictable, you want to throw the ball outside the numbers. You don't want the ball floating on you in the middle of the field where you could get some overthrown balls, and next thing you know, you're giving up a turnover. That was a nice throw to Breida.
He's going to have to take something off of the ball when he's going downwind. It looked like he did right there.
That's on the ground. Breida dropped it, and it's recovered. Lawrence Guy, I think, for New England.
Or you talk about the ball. When it's cold out and windy out, the ball gets dry, it gets slick, and you can't grab it as a back. You got to have a pocket. Once you put your hands in there, you compromise the integrity of that exchange.
First turnover of the night won't be the last. ESPN's Monday Night Football brought to you by Burger King. The Italian original chicken sandwich is now on 2 for $6. And Progressive Insurance. Say when you bundle auto, home, motorcycle insurance, visit progressive.com. No, that wasn't Brian Greasy. That was Mac Jones, the former childhood model. Folks didn't push him into sports, went to modeling camp. However, when he was 7, he wrote the letter, I want to be a football player. I might be in the NFL. I just don't know what team I'll be on. At the age of 7, he knew all that. He's on the Patriots. One of the stars in the NFL already. 1st down and 10. 3rd possession for New England. They start at their own 31. Jonnu Smith, the tight end, is the ball carrier. Loss of 2 there. That's 3 tackle for losses already by this Buffalo defense.
Yeah, they were firing off the ball. That time it was Harrison Phillips. Really got into David Andrews, the offensive center for the New England Patriots, and just reset the line of scrimmage, and that run was dead from the start.
So if the Bills know that the Patriots aren't going to throw the ball into the wind, you just sell out on the run, and it's almost impossible in the National Football League to run the ball when the defense knows you're going to do that.
6:20 left in the quarter. Then New England will be going with the wind. Nelson Aguilar and all that speed trying to turn the corner. Gets some positive yardage. Rousseau the stop. Pick up a 6. 3rd down.
Look, on the last play, the Buffalo Bills had basically 10 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And with all that traffic on the inside, look, use Nelson Aguilar's speed to get out on the perimeter, see if you can secure the edge and gain some positive yardage. At least now you're in a situation where you got 3rd and kind of manageable in this kind of situation. Kind of.
Well, the first 2 3rd downs, they ran the ball. And 3rd and 5 the last time. And it'll be interesting to see them come out in a very heavy set, whether they run it again.
Jakob Johnson, the fullback, in there. Michael Owenu, extra offensive lineman, in there on 3rd and 5. Pitch for Harris. Has the first down and breaks it. It's gone. Damian Harris through everyone. Up the middle for the touchdown. 64 yards on the score.
You mentioned having 10 guys up around the line of scrimmage. They're all up there again. The only guy that can save the touchdown is the safety, Micah Hyde. Well blocked up front. The fullback gets up and Hyde overruns it, and there's nobody left.
Look, you see how N'Keal Harry cracked on the end man of the line of scrimmage. Jakob Johnson and Isaiah Wynn, hat on a hat. It's perfectly blocked. It's perfect execution. And again, get outside on the perimeter, and you produce an explosive run.
Extra points are not going to be much of a factor, we don't think. Going to try and go for 2 right here with a 6-0 lead. That's Kendrick Bourne in motion. Pitch it to Bolden. Try to get the corner, get the end zone. In for the 2-point conversion. 5:18 to play, first quarter. Damian Harris goes off for the longest run of his career and the longest run of the Patriots season. And why mess with the extra point when you can get 2? Tonight's aerial coverage is brought to you by Goodyear. And again, it's tonight's aerial coverage, but this is a shot from last night because of these wins. You wouldn't want to be up in a blimp either.
I was going to say, whoever's up there, I'm praying for you.
Courageous. Beautiful shot of downtown Buffalo as we welcome you back to Orchard Park. Damian Harris just ripped off the longest rushing touchdown by a Patriot since Curtis Martin. Week 4, 1997. That was a 70-yarder against the Bears.
And scoring when you're going into the win is like scoring twice in this game in the first quarter.
Hop in for a touchback. Let's go back and look at that touchdown, Lewis.
Look, it's beautifully executed. Look at N'Keal Harry, 6'4", 225 pounds. Watch him seal the edge. Isaiah Wynn get out around the edge. And 255-pound fullback Jakob Johnson just lead up in the hole. They are very good at doing this. You see it show up on tape over and over again. A hat on a hat, and Damian Harris after that just has to beat the free safety, and he is out the gate.
They did the same thing, Lewis, on the 2-point conversion. There's Harry pinning the edge and Wynn around on the horn. So this is a staple, that pin and pull, they call it. Pin with the wide out and pull with the line. It's going to be a staple tonight for the Patriots.
See how Buffalo counters, trailing 8-0. Allen comes out throwing and completing. It's Stephon Diggs in traffic. Will pick up 8.
You see Stephon Diggs is trying to find the zone void in that cover 3 that the Patriots like to use on first down. They mix it up. Cover 3, single safety high, man-to-man. Cover 1, single safety high. They're giving them a bunch of different looks here early on.
Singletary has the first down yardage.
Yeah, it's interesting as we watch the Patriots defensively tonight. I don't know how many different looks there's actually going to be, just because there's not a huge threat of throwing the ball down the field. So you're going to see predominantly single safety, and then the variables will be in that front 7. How can we pressure differently? How can we play the run stunts and run blitzes? That's where you're going to get the complexity of Bill Belichick. See all these guys around the line of scrimmage.
Allen has lots of time, trying to run out of there. And he'll be taken down. Able to pick up a couple. Judon able to grab him.
You know, one of the things to keep an eye on tonight, Josh Allen likes to escape out to his right when he's in trouble. Watch Kyle Van Noy set the edge, though, and doesn't let him get out there. You see it, he's just going to bull rush. You see he's keeping vision on Josh. You see Josh try and get out, and he stops him from getting out there and forces him back into the rush in the interior. That's a key for Josh Allen. We know they're not going to throw the ball very much here, but that's the kind of discipline that Bill asks for as far as overall from a defensive standpoint.
You know, everybody talks about Judon, but I think Kyle Van Noy has been a critical addition to this defense. Obviously, he's familiar with it, having played in New England, but he's a veteran leadership presence in that locker room, and defensively, he knows exactly what Bill Belichick wants to get done.
So Darrell Williams run off Cody Ford in his spot for now, 2nd down and 8. First man through is Singletary. Maybe got back to the line. Gottschalk on the stop. See what New England did? Free agent additions, and just because you sign these guys to big money doesn't necessarily mean they're going to produce, especially in the first year. Seems like these guys all have.
They have bought into the Patriot way, no question about that. Look, Matthew Judon said he was always intrigued about how things were done in New England and up in Foxborough. He said you didn't hear a whole lot of noise coming out of New England. They keep things pretty much in-house, but he loves the challenge of playing in a scheme that changes up week to week.
First 3rd and long for Buffalo tonight. 3rd and 7. Allen on the run. Flag comes in, and he will throw sideline. And Beasley comes up with a catch. But I think it's coming back.
Holding. Office number 79. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
That's Spencer Brown, the rookie. Hadn't played the last couple of games on the COVID-19 list.
Well, we talked about not allowing Josh Allen to get out to his right. That's exactly what happened here. Van Noy is playing out there. He's responsible for that contain, and he's getting held by Spencer Brown. That's why he wasn't able to contain Josh Allen.
Third and 17 with the wind at your back. But that time expiring with 2.5 coming up less in the quarter. Interesting to see how Buffalo will play this now. Snap is good. Allen pressure, throws off his back foot. Wanted to go to Emmanuel Sanders. And Allen took a shot. Christian Barmore was there, the outstanding rookie from Alabama for New England.
Christian Barmore is going to be a problem on the inside for Mitch Morse. Lines up right over top of him, and Bill Belichick's going to find that matchup. Where's the weak spot in protection and find a one-on-one, and Barmore is just too much for Mitch Morse. He got enough pressure.
He's been one of the best interior rushers all year long. Doesn't have a bunch of sack numbers, but his pressure percentages and how he affects the consistency and the accuracy of passers has been felt all year long.
Hawk gets it away. They had Olszewski up and Neal back, and it bounces.
I think he touched it.
And if he touched that, that's Buffalo football. Have not seen a signal yet. And the indication now is it's New England football.
Wow, N'Keal Harry came up and wanted to field that. He loses his footing. See if this ball does touch him or not.
The ruling on the field.
No, it doesn't.
Is the receiver did not touch the ball.
Oh, wait a minute.
First down.
Wow. It didn't touch him initially, but then it hit his face mask.
That's crazy.
Wow. And Siran Neal almost didn't jump on that ball initially. Then finally said, well, I might as well jump on it. It's going to be one of those nights.
Everything is in the air and up for grabs with 2:07 to play in the first quarter. Watch it again. It was an odd formation that New England was in to recover this. Harry was the deep man. Olszewski was up. Here's John Parry.
It'll be interesting to see if the replay official does the correction without a formal review.
Yeah.
This would be a Buffalo challenge.
After review, the ball hit the receiver in the helmet. Buffalo's ball, 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And there is the replay official stepping in, making the correction very quickly. Nice job there.
Clear and obvious, right? That's what it was meant to do, is to preserve those challenge and timeouts.
Exactly.
So now it's critical again. Field position. The field position had been in Buffalo's favor this entire first quarter, and they've got nothing out of it.
Well, yeah, this game, this game's going to come down to points are going to be at a premium. And when you get down in the red zone in this area,
with the wind behind your back,
you don't want to be attempting field goals. You want to be physical here. We talked about this at the outset in the open. Is Buffalo going to be able to rise to the level of physicality of the Patriots? Can they run the ball down here where they need to punch it in?
Ball spotted at the 14 after New England's first turnover of the night. Play action, throw, caught, touchdown! It's Gabriel Davis, and the Bills are on the board with a short field.
You're going to see Gabriel Davis. He's on the right side of your screen. He takes a condensed split. He's just going to run a slant off of the play action pass, and Jalen Mills is sitting too far outside. Devin McCourty shaving opposite side, can't get over and help him. That's how you answer.
Yeah, as soon as Bentley, the linebacker, Aiden Phillips, can come up and they fill on the run game, that RPO right behind him.
While New England went for 2, Buffalo will attempt the extra point, an adventure that is a good adventure for Tyler Bass. Buffalo takes advantage of the really short field. Starting the 14, Allen with the win. The win and the bullet pass to Davis. It's a 1-point game. Back in Orchard Park, New York in an 8-7 game. Got so many great people working outside in these tough conditions tonight. Chase Rye, Larry Faircloth, Elaine Rahm, Joe Hubbard, John Lawrence. And we'll give you some names and some love to some of our people working and braving the conditions tonight. Cam Lewis will hold it for Tyler Bass to kick it away out of the end zone and touchback. So what were you talking to Josh Allen about pregame, Green?
Yeah, wind is the quarterback's worst nightmare. I went down there to talk about it and understand where he feels comfortable throwing the ball and where he doesn't. And what he told me is, listen, going down into this southeast corner, that's where the wind's going. And he felt really comfortable throwing towards that corner, and that's exactly where this touchdown was. So he told me when we have the opportunity, when we have the wind behind the back, and I can throw it to the right side of the field, I'm going to take those opportunities, and that's what happened.
From the 25. 2:02 to play in the first quarter. That's Ramondre Stevenson trying to break through second level. And has enough for the first down. First carry for Stevenson, Brookliana, Oklahoma.
This right here is a special, special back, folks. Get to know the name Ramondre Stevenson. Almost 250 pounds. But Josh McDaniels could not say enough nice things about him. You see the shiftiness this big man has, and his yardage after contact is as good as anyone in the NFL. This kid's going to be a star, and he may be a star tonight.
Still waiting on Mac Jones' first pass attempt. Might see it in 90 seconds or so at the end of this quarter. Here's Jones, wants to throw, up in the air, juggled and caught.
That's a heck of a catch.
Jonnu Smith able to bring it down for 13.
Mac Jones says, hey, you don't think I have a strong arm? How's this look? That's a nice little floater out there. Jonnu Smith with the one hand.
I thought Connor's catch for the Cardinals yesterday was the best catch I'd seen all weekend. Now that one took the cake right there. Unbelievable catch by Smith.
Look at his hops. Look like mine. Maybe not. But
great concentration.
I can dream.
Keep dreaming.
Pushes it out to the 47. Back to the ground game. Here's Stevenson. And he's dragging people with him, including Micah Hyde, pick up a 6. And we'll see if that ends the quarter with 30 seconds left.
So when you're going into the win, you take as much time as you possibly can. In the huddle, you don't want to run as many plays, and so they'll let this run down, flip around, and have the wind at their back in the second quarter.
Steve, you said Stevenson dragging guys on contact, 2.6 yards after contact per rush over the past 3 weeks, which is second best in the NFL. I'm telling you, he's going to break a big one at some point in time.
A windy and rather wild first quarter. Will flip ends. That's significant. 8-7 after 1. In the arena, Tom Brady's first-hand account of each of his 10 Super Bowl seasons is available tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. This week, breakdown of Soup 42 2007. To get ESPN+, go to ESPNplus.com or download the ESPN app. Don't miss a new episode every Tuesday. Flipped ends with the win. Here come the Patriots. And not much for Stevenson. They'll give him no gain. Jordan Poyer makes the stop for Buffalo. Third down.
It's a nice job by Jordan Poyer up on the line of scrimmage, blitzing off the edge. He's able to get inside of Jacoby Myers' block. Jordan Poyer is going to play a big role. He said he knew that tonight was going to be a physical game because of how these wide receivers crack block, and he was going to need to send a message early that he was up for the challenge.
Bolden in there on 3rd down and 4, just across midfield. That's Myers in motion. Bolden, the ball carrier, the first down and plenty more. Nearly able to stay on his feet. Dropped around the 30-yard line, pick up a 16.
They run a little inside trap. Watch the center block back right here. That's going to get the lane opened up. They pull the guard around Karras, and nice job by Bolden. Quick feet and patience to let that play develop on the inside.
Jakob Johnson, the fullback in there, 6'3", 255. Owenu in there also, an extra offensive lineman. Stevenson's a big boy. He'll carry the football, get a little push on 1st down to pick up a 3. Dotson, another stop for the Bills.
That's just basically a power where they just pull the guard, Shaq Mason, get the double team at the point of attack on the left side, where they brought in the extra offensive lineman. These are just statement plays right here. They're just physical plays to kind of set the tone. Set up the play action pass, which Mac Jones has really been thriving in. Buffalo's going to have to step up here.
And this run defense for the Bills, they have been good all season. They had those breakdowns, obviously, against Indianapolis. They gave up 250 or so yards, but they've been good otherwise.
Again, it's Stevenson. Gobbled up at the 25. Jerry Hughes, longest tenured Buffalo Bill on the stop. 3rd down.
Well, this is definitely a situation where Bill Belichick has told them it's either quattro or not, 4-down territory or not. They call it quattro. I wouldn't be surprised if they've told Mac, hey, you got 2 downs here.
On 3rd and 4, stay on the ground with Stevenson. Give him a yard. Gonna bring up 4th down. And nobody's moving. Oh, now Jones is jogging off now.
So we're down on the field before the game, and it's a very different experience for the kicker on this end than the opposite end. Obviously downwind, there's no issue with length, but the issue here is accuracy, and so the wind's blowing left to right, so the kickers were aiming at that left upright. See if that's what Nick Folk does here.
It's a 41-yard field goal attempt. On the way and through. Nick Folk, the age of 37, might be having a career year. He's definitely given New England a 4-point lead.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri, who leads the league in interceptions.
Back in Orchard Park, New York, the Bills had Isaiah McKenzie returning their kicks. Then they went to Marquez Stevenson. Both of them are inactive tonight. Seeing a lot of Micah Hyde and Matt Breida.
Yeah, I think they were caught in between. Isaiah McKenzie fumbled recently, and they were just not okay with him returning kicks, and Stevenson is a rookie.
Off of Breida and into the end zone. This week, NFL players are wearing custom cleats in honor of the causes they support through My Cause, My Cleats. Matthew Judon is supporting the American Cancer Society in honor of his mom, Pierretta Hairston, who was diagnosed with breast cancer in February of 2020. She's now in remission, doing well, but Judon remains dedicated to the cause. Text MCMC to 635-635 to hear the players' stories, bid on their custom cleats for charity, and learn more about how they're making a difference in the communities. So cool what the NFL does with My Cause, My Cleats. Allows the players to showcase their individuality.
Yes.
and their charitable endeavors. Zach Moss, his first carry. Buffalo going with 3 running backs tonight.
There's so many of those stories that the fan at home never hears about what these players do on a week in, week out basis. There's so many different great causes, and I think this is one of my favorite weeks of the year, where they're able to put their charitable interest on their sleeve, if you will.
And as you guys know, every other week the NFL is very strict about the uniform.
Even Bill B, look at it, he's got some Bill Belichick Foundation.
Not wearing the cleats, wearing the sneakers, but you get the idea. 2nd down and 6. Another opportunity. Going to bring up a 3rd down. Godchaux's had a nice game in the middle for New England.
So we saw 10 straight runs for the Patriots when they were going into the win. We'll see now what Buffalo decides to do.
Yeah, I like the fact that they got Zach Moss involved here early. He's more of the powerful of the running backs that they have on their roster right now. And he's out there in some yards the hard way, going up in between the guards, in between the tackles, because that's where New England has definitely fortified their front 7.
Moss was inactive last week, back in the lineup tonight. Allen throws quickly. It's Gabriel Davis has it. And he'll be just shy of midfield, pick up a 16. Longest play of the night for the Bills. Allen to Davis was the touchdown that got Buffalo on the board.
And Josh Allen talked about the fact that you have to drop your elbow a little bit when you're thrown into the wind and put some extra heat on it. That was a laser, an absolute laser. Watch him just put some extra oomph into that pass.
He felt like lowering that elbow, he got more control and more spin on the ball. And that as a quarterback, you're always wanting to have contact and control of that ball no matter what the conditions are. And he felt like that was important for him.
Allen gonna keep it. He'll take some shots. In the New England territory, gain of 5. Jawan Bentley put a good look on Allen, who goes 6'5", 237. Again, he knew he was going to have to run the football tonight.
And he said he had no problems with it. He said, look, going back to his days in college, when asked to do that, when asked to be a primary ball carrier, he said he never shied away from it. He just wants to get the win here tonight by any means necessary.
2nd down and 5.
Hey, we're good.
Breida's in there. Davis in motion. Gives it back to Breida. Had the earlier fumble. As we talked about Josh Allen throwing the football under these conditions, it's kind of a different ball game.
Yeah, let's give you a little throwing lesson here, okay? So when you throw the ball, you want to use a C, right? The ball's up here, and you got a C coming at you. When you're in bad conditions, a lot of times quarterbacks will lower their elbow to create a U, which creates more support of the football. So when you have more support and your thumb isn't the only thing anchoring the football, you're able to throw it more accurately, and that's exactly what Josh Allen told us he's going to do tonight.
3rd down and 2. High snap. Brought down by Moss. And forward progress. We'll give him the 1st down. The official lost a hat. That won't be the last time that happens tonight as well. Allen was interesting in talking about that. He said you focus more. Your mind is more focused on mechanics in these kind of conditions than in, say, other games.
Well, and the other thing that's really critical in the wind throwing the ball is a tight spiral. If you don't throw a tight spiral, that ball is going to be affected more by the wind. It has all to do with the surface area. If there's more surface area for the wind to hit, it's going to affect it more. And thankfully, Josh throws a really tight spiral.
Allen has 7 interceptions his last 4 games. 10 on the season, through 10 all of last season. Back to the ground game, the Moss. Adrian Phillips to stop, gain of 1. 7 minutes to play in the half.
Impressive drive here. Not only is it about the yardage and the fact that they're picking up 1st downs, but you're keeping the ball away from the Patriots while they have the win. So really impressive drive here.
And if anyone knows about these conditions, you want to talk about the home field advantage, it's right there. Lifelong Western New York native Brian Dable, the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. Got 2 to snap it. Let's see if they got the flag or the timeout.
Offense number 17. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
There's the delay of game.
That was really close. Sean McDermott obviously disagrees.
John Parry, you've been through this before.
Yeah, this is really, really tight. The back judge will take a look at that clock. When it's 0, then come down to find the football. Based on the whole season, it's a really tight delay of game.
And this is a crew, the Vinovich crew, that throw the least penalty flags of any NFL crew this season. But they throw him that time. Here's Allen, going to be dropped back at midfield. First sack of the game. Daniel Equale just activated for the game tonight.
You see how this defensive line just rushes with good lane integrity, just continues to fight, continues to work their technique. And that the secondary, the back 7 did a nice job of matching the patterns down the field, getting good reroutes at the point of attack. That's how front and coverage goes together. New England does it as well as anyone. And that's great team defense.
Yeah, the Bills had 3 guys running deep. And, you know, going into the win, I'm a little surprised they had 3 guys running deep because if Joff wasn't comfortable.
Just got that one away, too. Here's Allen on the run and throwing, and it is dropped. Knox came back for the ball, and Adrian Phillips able to break it up. But that was in Knox's hands. Fourth down.
We talked about Adrian Phillips making plays in this game. And Dawson Knox, you had an opportunity here, but Phillips just gets his hand in at the last minute.
Adrian Phillips has a tough assignment. Look, Dawson Knox, one of the most productive tight ends in the NFL as far as catching touchdowns. No Kyle Duggar tonight. He would typically be in that role, matched up against good receiving tight ends. Adrian Phillips, one of Bill Belichick's favorite players because of his positional versatility.
Matt Hawk, his first punt into the wind. Olszewski gets out of there. And to be spotted at the 15, 33-yard punt. 11-7 New England. And the Bills ready for December football. It's been downhill sledding for both offenses, each ranking top 10 points per game. And the defense is even better, fighting for supremacy in the entire league, setting the stage for a winter wonderland, AFC East football. Digging those Christmas sweaters as well.
It's going to be a lot of fun watching the AFC unfold over the next month and a half. So many different combinations of things that can happen, and these 2 teams get right in the middle of it.
Damian Harris sent flying back for a loss. Speaking of the AFC East, how about the Miami Dolphins all of a sudden on a nice roll? That'd keep things interesting as well. Here comes Miami.
But Brian Flores is one of the best defensive coaches in the National Football League. That's a guy who knows how to put pressure on opposing offenses, particularly with his blitz packages. We get to see them later on this year playing some good football.
Second down and 12 from the New England 14. Flag comes in, and they'll shut it down.
First charge timeout, New England. 30-second timeout.
So we'll pick up that flag. It's been that kind of night. Sean McDermott, he's been angry from the opening kick. We're keeping a close eye on him on the sideline.
Yep. They love him here. He's a passionate coach, defensive mind.
5th season for McDermott, the 9th Buffalo head coach in the last 20 years. And he is wearing out the officials tonight. Second down and 12.
One of the things I think that Patriots need to do is to get the ball in their running game to bounce to the corners. No Tre'Davious White. That's not just an impact in the passing game, but get the ball to bounce to Dane Jackson, see how much he wants to tackle on the perimeter. There he is right here.
Pitch to Harris. Forget about it. Sent flying back, loss of 4. A.J. Epinesa, first man in for Buffalo.
Look, you have to reset the line of scrimmage, man. You have to get penetration. Watch A.J. Epinesa at the snap. Watch him beat the block of Jacoby Myers. But Jacoby Myers is tough. He don't have anything for A.J. Epinesa. And then you see Micah Hyde come to the party as well. You see the pursuit coming inside out. That's matching the physicality of the New England Patriots running game. That's what they need.
And adjusting to that pin pull. That receiver's there for a reason. You got to know why.
3rd and 16. Here's Bolden trying to bounce it outside. And he'll be well short of the first down. Jordan Poyer saw to that. To pick up a 10, and it's still 4th down.
Give credit to Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott and these defenders knowing, okay, if they're going to do that, if they're going to try to crack us and pin us and run the sweep on the outside, you got to play through that block, and then we got to support with the safety.
Yeah, you see Sean McDermott right there. Look, he is fired up because this is a guy who really believes in the physicality aspect of the game. He told us this. He's always loved that part of it because he said all the other parts I wasn't that good at. But I knew I could be physical and I could be tough. That's how he wants his football team.
There's Jake Bailey. Low kick takes a bounce. And it will go out of bounds. 46-yard punt. 3 minutes to play in the half. 4-point New England lead. Tomorrow night on ESPN, don't miss the 27th annual Jimmy V Classic at Madison Square Garden. Texas Tech and number 13 Tennessee at 7 Eastern, then the old rival square off in a familiar place. Villanova and Syracuse, the Orange, led by Buddy Buckets. Buddy Boeheim. Excellent Jimmy V Classic doubleheader for you tomorrow night from Madison Square Garden. They're going to go through some blue lights tonight. You can be sure of that here in Western New York. That's for sure.
I think they're doing that right in front of us here.
3 minutes to play in the second quarter. Devin Singletary stopped by Lawrence Guy.
It's a big drive here if the Bills can, A, obviously go down and get some points, but B, take the time off the clock and not allow the Patriots the opportunity, again with the wind here before halftime. And then we'll see what they decide to do if they take the wind in the second half, because they deferred at the opening coin toss. The Bills did.
Allen to throw. Stephon Diggs for 6. Bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, I like the use of the RPO there. You see the corner playing off Stephon Diggs. It's an easy throw and catch. J.C. Jackson just making sure he doesn't give up anything deep. Although they're throwing into the wind, but with Josh Allen, anything's possible way that guy can throw the football.
Yeah, they don't want to run the extra play. Come back for the 3rd and 3. We've hit the 2-minute warning in Buffalo. Coming up on the USAA Insurance Halftime, Adam Schefter will have his insider update on Adam Thielen and Keenan Allen. Some updates there, and of course, Chris Perlman's fastest 3 minutes. That's all coming up at halftime. Boomer would enjoy being here tonight. Hey, we saw Bruce Smith earlier today.
Thurman Thomas.
Looks good,
Thomas.
doesn't he?
Yeah, they look really.
It's great seeing all those old Buffalo Bills, man. Takes me back to my childhood. Bruce, one of the very best to ever do it. Looks like he could still do it, although he said, not a chance.
It's Breida in motion. 3rd down and 3. Out of the 2-minute warning. Here's Allen to throw. Batted up in the air. Judon able to get the pressure. And you saw Allen picking himself up, and that obviously stops the clock. 1:56 left. New England's going to get the football with 2 timeouts going with the wind.
That's a big hit from Judon, and you could argue he brings his weight down on top of the quarterback even. Those get called sometimes, but that hit right there Josh Allen will feel for the next 2 or 3 days.
Olszewski is back. Hawk to punt it. Into the wind. Not a bad kick considering. And New England will take over at the 25. We're back in 30 seconds after this word from T-Mobile.
It's the most joyous time of the year.
Especially at T-Mobile. Let's go to Diane.
Can you tell us what's happening?
Yeah, I got the awesome new iPhone 13 Pro and AirPods, and T-Mobile's paying for them both. Oh, and I get a free year of Apple TV Plus.
And this is for new and existing T-Mobile and Sprint customers. Like me. Back to you. Hello?
We're going to T-Mobile.
Upgrade to the iPhone 13 Pro and AirPods, both on us. Only at T-Mobile.
See Mac Jones on his getting loose, trying to keep loose. Mac Jones tonight has thrown one pass. He's 1 for 1. Went to 12 yards. We got a minute 48 to play.
Yeah, we talked with Josh McDaniels. I think back in 2008, they came up here and played in 35, 40-mile-an-hour winds, and Matt Castle was their quarterback, and I think he threw like 8 passes in that game or something.
6 for 8 for 78 yards. New England rushed it 47 times and won 13-0, beating the Bills.
They'd take that tonight for sure.
Harris trying to break another one. Out beyond the 40. Damian Harris, if you missed it earlier, ripped a touchdown for 64 yards. That time he's good for 17.
Again, you're going to watch the center block back. You're going to see Shaq Mason come around. And they're out the gate. It's right where the center block back, David Andrews, is perfect. Perfect execution. Then yardage after contact.
From their own 42. Jones puts it right back in the belly of Harris. Pick up a 2.
You know, Tremaine Edmonds, the middle linebacker for the Buffalo Bills, he needs to see that a little bit better. Overran that last run, and he's a player that they need. He absolutely has to be the rock and the center of this run defense. You know, when they gave up those yards to Indianapolis, he didn't play in that game, nor did Star Lotulelei. They need those 2 players to affect and impact this game tonight.
Stevenson is checked in. He'll get the football. And maybe just beyond the line of scrimmage for 1. And a timeout. Look at that New England run game tonight.
But they're as good as there is in the NFL, securing the edge here with creative blocking schemes. Again, N'Keal Harry, he blocks down. You see Wynn out on the perimeter, Jakob Johnson, and you just see the natural lane that Damian Harris just has to follow, and then it's just off to the touchdown here. Down on the goal line, the 2-point play, same thing. It's just that there's no fullback on the play. Again, secure the edge with N'Keal Harry, get Wynn out on the perimeter, and they're out the gate once again.
And I like this trap. You can't just run the ball on the outside all the time. You got to be able to penetrate up the middle, and so nice creativity in the trap game on the inside as well.
So during the 6-game winning streak, they were running because they wanted to, and New England rushed 48% of the time, 3rd most in the NFL. Tonight, more out of necessity. See Harris getting some attention. 3rd down and 7. Again, Mac Jones has thrown it just once on the ground. And it's Stevenson, still short of midfield. Going to bring up 4th down.
But that's an unbelievable effort by Ramondre Stevenson to turn what looked like it was going to be a negative run into a positive gain. Again, you're talking about a young man who's close to 250 pounds.
I think Bill Belichick's just content to let this thing run out. They're going to take, and the Bills are going to take a timeout.
Yep, Bill spent one. Let some time tick off the clock there before they did. Look at the AFC playoff picture, and again, amazing. Think about last season, starting 2-4 this season. The Patriots are in the top spot in the overall AFC. The Bills win tonight. They'll move into first place in the division, but 2nd behind the Titans in the conference. Still in the hunt. How about the Steelers and that victory over the Ravens yesterday?
You believe in the Steelers?
And that was after the Ben Roethlisberger news coming out. Ben had himself a nice game yesterday.
The Ravens are the ones that came back to the rest of the division. They opened the door for a lot of of more scenarios as this season plays out.
And it looks like they've lost Marlon Humphrey now, their other star cornerback for the season for the Ravens.
It's just been one gut punch after another for that team, especially in the secondary. It's unbelievable bad fortune.
That's a good timeout from Sean McDermott. Anytime you can make the special teams come out and have to execute the snap, the kicker have to catch the ball and get it away, there's risk in these elements.
Hyde is back. Bailey's out there. Bailey gets it in the air. Hyde will let it go. And it'll stop at the 5-yard line, and that will take us to the half. Mac Jones thrown one pass, completed it, and New England has the lead. Stay tuned for the USAA Insurance halftime. That's coming up next.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance with Safe Pilot.
I can help you with that. What's your member number?
87.
It should be between 5 and 12 digits.
Busted. This is Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski. I'm not a member.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
USAA, an official insurance sponsor of the NFL, presents the USAA Insurance Halftime.
Welcome to the USAA Insurance Halftime. Low-scoring first half, no surprise. Adam, no shortage of headlines across the NFL.
No, Susie, the Vikings and Steelers play on Thursday night, and it would be a surprise at this point if we saw either Adam Thielen or Dalvin Cook. Neither player practiced today. Thielen nursing a high ankle, Dalvin Cook that shoulder injury. Keenan Allen was one of 11 players across the NFL today to be placed on the reserve COVID-19 list. And Kayvon Thibodeau, a potential top 5 pick in the draft this April, is declaring for the draft, and he will not play in the upcoming bowl game with Mario Cristobal going off to Miami.
And with the wind here, Boog, the Patriots threw just one pass. That's the fewest in a first half in 30 years.
Yeah, and they're leaning into their strength, which is running the football. Their offensive line is dominating the line of scrimmage, controlling the physicality. Damian Harris coming downhill, and you knew they were the more physical team. Here's the one question I got. At some point, are they going to have to make Mac Jones throw the football? If you're the Buffalo Bills, you got to start bringing 10, 11 guys toward the line of scrimmage. And Buffalo's got to be a little bit more physical, tackle better in the second half, because it doesn't look like the wind's going anywhere, Susie.
No, we might be going somewhere with the wind. It feels like a heavyweight fight. This is just round 1. Round 2 coming week 16. And we still have highlights ahead. Last night, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs won their 5th straight. Up next, Boomers got the best of the rest of the week in the fastest 3 minutes.
You're watching the USAA Insurance Halftime Show. Insurance for the military community. USAA, an official insurance sponsor of the NFL.
On a blustery December Buffalo night, Damian Harris threw everyone 64 yards. And if he touched that, that's Buffalo football. Throw, caught, touchdown, Gabriel Davis. 11-7, New England leading at Buffalo. As the teams come out of the locker room, get ready. Third quarter action. We take a look at our Mercedes EQ third quarter reset.
Yeah, the running game of the New England Patriots was on display early. You see the blocking scheme here. N'Keal Harry blocks down. Isaiah Wynn out on the perimeter. Jakob Johnson with an absolute perfect block. And then Damian Harris is just off to the races. This is what they have lived with all year long.
Yeah, special teams were a factor in the first half. This led to the touchdown for the Bills. It's going to be an issue in the second half. And Josh Allen made him pay. A hard play action, run pass option right behind the linebacker. And throwing downwind, that was an easy conversion. Look for a lot more of these decisions and special teams impacts and ball security issues in the second half.
Everyone buzzing about the fact Mac Jones, 1 pass attempt. That is the fewest in the first half by any NFL team dating back to 1978. You don't see that every day. Buffalo trailing. They'll get the football to open up the third quarter. And of course, Bill Belichick doesn't care, right? They throw the football one time, he doesn't have to throw it again. As long as they win the game, Bill's all about the victory here.
That's right. It's all about ball security and field position and just managing the conditions. He doesn't care about style points. He says, look, this isn't college football. They don't rank us. They just rank us by wins and losses, and that's what he's trying to get out of here with.
I'll tell you what he does care about. He does care about having the wind in the fourth quarter. If you believe this game's going to come down to a kick potentially in the fourth quarter, which it very well could be, the Patriots have ensured that they will have the wind in the fourth quarter by kicking off in this direction.
On first down, Allen comes out throwing with the wind. That's Cole Beasley. Down to Lisa Salters.
Well, Steve, coming into this game, you guys talked about the chess match that this game was going to be tonight. Sean McDermott told me the wind has been a factor in every decision on both sides. You can see the way Bill Belichick is playing it, he said, and the way we're playing it. The Bills had just 33 rushing yards in that first half. McDermott said, we have got to get the ground game going. We cannot rely on Josh Allen's arm, not with these conditions.
Singletary will push the pile out to the 40.
They may not want to rely on his arm, but they may want to rely on his legs. And we didn't see that in the first half. We talked about that, Lewis, in the open. And I think in the second half now, for them to get into this game and to win, they're going to need Josh Allen, his legs on the ground.
I think they also need the running style, Grease, of Zach Moss. He's been a guy who is a tough runner between the tackles. Had some good runs early in this football game, but you're right. Whoever needs to carry a ball needs to carry it, and Josh Allen has to be one of those options.
Saw Damian Harris coming out of the New England locker room late. Allen to throw. Try to go to Emmanuel Sanders. Jalen Mills had the coverage. We're told that Harris is questionable with a hamstring. We'll watch for that when New England gets the football.
That's normally an easy throw for Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. You throw it to the outside shoulder, but watch the wind going from the left to right. Look at it push that ball up the field. And that's Emmanuel Sanders out there, but that wind affected that pass right there in a significant way.
3rd down and 5. Out to the right, nearly picked off. J.C. Jackson able to knock it away. 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, trailing only Trayvon Diggs, who has 9. Jackson remains stuck on 7.
JC read this like a book, Steve. Just watch him here. He's anticipating. You see the head get around and the transition and the close. Man, that was almost a pick 6. That's as good as you can play it.
But Lewis, if you're a DB, you know they're not going deep, right? So sit on those shorter routes because you know that it's going to be very difficult to loft the ball in the air down the field.
Gosheski is back deep for New England. Hawk able to boot it. Good punt and into the end zone. It was last Sunday that the Players Tribune dropped a video story called My Rock Bottom. It starts out with, I'm Jordan Poyer. I'm the captain of the Buffalo Bills, and I'm an alcoholic. Poyer went public with his addiction last March 13th after after reaching 1 year of sobriety. He had read a story about another NFL player with similar battle. He lost everything, and that really impacted Poyer. And he said he was impacted so much he wanted to do the same thing for others. Gets about 100 messages daily still, and he wants others to tell their story. And Poyer said it's made him a better dad, better husband, and in this order, a better football player. That's 3rd and last. Patriots football, Stevenson. And Lisa has more on Jordan Poyer.
Yes, Steve, you said it. 100 messages a day, Jordan Poyer says he gets from people thanking him for telling his story because they say it's changed their lives. Poyer told us it was actually Raiders tight end Darren Waller and defensive end Max Crosby who inspired him. Players he said he's never even met who have the courage to speak their truths. He said he was still drinking when he heard Darren Waller talk about his addiction, and that when he looks back at it now, it's so cool that he gets to do the same thing that Waller and Crosby did for him, inspire change. Steve.
Thank you, Lisa. Second down and 6. Crowded line. That's been the story all game. Stevenson. Good hard running. Ramondre Stevenson for the first down.
And I really thought it was great by Poyer because, you know, his teammates rallied around him and they had his back, and he was doing this for his daughter. And you know, I thought if you can continue to stack these examples, you have Waller, you have Max Crosby, and now you have Poyer, and now be an example for the next guy. I think it's awesome.
Look, he said, look, life is hard. People handle it in different ways. He handled his by drinking. But he's done with that now. He wanted to be a good example for his daughter. And right now he's playing his tail off out here in this football game.
Handed off. Kendrick Bourne able to pick up 2. First touch of the night for Bourne. And the last thing is, listen, we don't campaign for Pro Bowl players, but Jordan Poyer is one of the best players on one of the best defenses. He's never been to the Pro Bowl. Your favorite strong safety isn't out there. This is a guy you can throw a vote to and feel good about that. He's a terrific story, getting better every single day. Second down and 7. Stevenson bounces it outside. There is a flag down as Stevenson is out to midfield.
Holding. Offense number 81. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Jonnu Smith, the tight end. You're going to isolate these tight ends on the outside, and the ball bounces out there. They're going to be on center stage, and the official's looking right at them. There's the hold, the right hand. What a great move from Ramondre Stevenson. We're talking about Jordan Poyer, and he came up and he thought he had a good shot on Stevenson, and when that's what happened, you come up there, you think you're going to hit a 250-pound back, and then his feet what get him past you.
That's exactly what Josh McDaniels talked about. He said his feet are what makes the difference in his body type. All the upside in the world, can be as good as he wants to be.
Second and 17 after the penalty. Stevenson, he'll lower the shoulder. Get out beyond the 25. Gain of 4 on the play. Harrison Phillips stop for Buffalo. Third down and long.
Hey, keep an eye on Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano. These two guys are really getting after it on the inside. And look, this offensive line for New England is as good as they come, especially from guard to guard. You know, David Andrews and Shaq Mason are very good, but Tremaine and Milano are trying to insert and play downhill with the kind of physicality that Sean McDermott said it would require to control this running game.
Third and 13. They're still running the ball. 1-yard gain. Phillips, another stop for Buffalo. They'll get off the field.
They tried to run the trap again, Stephen. Here's Harrison right here. And when they block back on him, he's just able to get past Andrews, and no surprise.
That's great hand use, great anticipation by Phillips, who's been playing a whale of a game inside there.
They need him. You know, Star Lotulelei is on a pitch count as he recovers from COVID, and Harrison Phillips has been the one that's been having to spell him.
Micah Hyde is back deep. Jake Bailey will punt it away. Hyde had only 1 punt return over the last 2 seasons prior to tonight. Bailey had a 15-yard punt into the bench area earlier in the game. Similar spot on the field. There's contact up front, and the flag comes in. There's 4th and 12.
They left one of the gunners, Justin Bethel, wide open at the bottom.
Ball start. Offense number 8. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
There you see the wide open. I guess they think if our quarterback Mac Jones can't throw it, the punter certainly can't throw it.
It's a great point.
Especially outside the numbers from that distance.
He's out there again. Here he is. Now see if here's Saran Neal. Both gunners are uncovered. Now they're going to pop out.
Bailey from his 10. Got it away. Decent kick. Takes a Patriots hop. Buffalo football. Only 9 more minutes with the win. Robert Kraft on your left. That's Terry Pegula, the owner of the Buffalo Bills, on your right. I was impressed. Both Terry and Kim Pegula were at practice on Saturday, out braving the elements. And Josh Allen ran by them coming off, and he said, hey, any chance you guys talk about a dome for the new stadium, right? Which is all the talk here in Buffalo. Not about the dome part, about where they're going to put the new stadium when it happens. And the Pegulas and the Bills are hoping it'll be across the street here in Orchard Park. Negotiations continue.
They say, wait a minute,
New York.
Wait a minute, don't you have the strongest arm in the NFL? Just drive right through the wind?
They got the win for 9 more minutes. Here's Allen. Rifles one through that wind to Emmanuel Sanders. And just like that, in New England territory, second catch of the night for Sanders. Good for 19.
It's a critical drive for Buffalo Bills. Having the win now, they've got to do it now or never if they're going to throw the football. I'd go up tempo if I was them, you know. Get as many plays in with wind as you possibly can here in the third quarter.
Allen loads up, first deep shot of the game, and it is off the mark. Wow, Stefon Diggs was right there. Allen puts his hands on his helmet.
Wow.
You watch Stefon Diggs, he just runs the slant and go against Jawan Williams, and who gets caught peeking in the backfield and then just can't track the flight of the football because you know it's moving around. You know that wind is carrying it all over the place.
Well, I mean, Josh Allen had to take into account a lot of factors to get that ball to a position where Diggs could catch it. You saw Diggs had to turn his head at the last minute. That was because that ball moved in the air so much.
Yeah.
Very difficult catch for Diggs.
2nd and 10. Tries Zach Moss. They'll give him 3. Remember, Diggs had the big game in Foxborough last season. Had 9 catches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. J.C. Jackson very well aware of that effort.
Let's go back and take a look at that long throw again from behind Josh Allen. See if this ball moves. He's trying to watch Diggs at the end. He should have his head inside. The ball should come inside. See his head go outside there? I think that's because the ball was moving so much, and that's why we haven't seen any passes down the field. Very difficult.
You only get a couple of those kind of opportunities on a night like this. 3rd and 7. Allen under siege. And trying to stay in, leaps out of bounds. We'll see where they spot him. Looks like he's going to be short. Van Noy had a shot at Allen. Bentley forced him out of bounds. It is 4th down.
We talked about Josh Allen using his legs to impact this game and to get some energy on that sideline. You stiff arm Bentley, stay in bounds, and then give some effort. Even if you're short, bring up a 4th and short situation, but great effort from Josh Allen.
4th down and 1.
There's a flag down.
Personal foul. Defense number 41. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
Miles Bryant will take a look for that. That's a big play.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that. Josh Allen was in bounds and he leaps. He's in bounds there. He hasn't touched out of bounds yet.
John Parry.
Yeah.
Brian's exactly right. He leaves the field of play. He's airborne and then contacted prior to the foot hitting out of bounds. Very technical call.
A very important call, though. He's trying to reach that ball out to get a 1st down, and Bryant's doing his job.
McDermott would have had a really interesting decision. Now he doesn't. Off the high snap. It's Zach Moss. We'll pick up 3 or so. Dietrich Wise. A stop for New England.
Boy, and you know that if that was on Bill Belichick's sideline that happened, he would have been all over that. But it's on the other side. He couldn't tell how close it was to being out of bounds or in bounds. That's a big call.
I think it's time for the Buffalo Bills to throw the football here again. You see Gabe Davis checks back into the game again. We've made the point about them having the wind at their back. They've had success throwing the football down here already in this game.
At the New England 17, Allen pulls it back and tries to sail it for Davis, who he went to earlier for the touchdown. Just beyond his reach.
Really just kind of flipped it over and just ran the same route to the opposite sides, off to the same kind of action. You're going to see it right here at the top of the screen. You're going to see Gabe Davis up there against Jalen Mills. Has inside leverage on him. The ball just sails on him a little bit. Just flip the formation, run it opposite side.
3rd down and 7. Trailing by 4. And Bill's giving it to the officials now.
Yeah, he is.
Pressure coming through for New England. Allen throwing on the run, and it's incomplete. Beasley was trying to come back for the football, and it's 4th down. Hightower had the pressure.
And I think that this is an easy decision here for McDermott. Going this direction, you want the points. You got to have the points. Oh, but a missed opportunity there for Josh Allen. That's who the Patriots are defensively. They'll give you yards, but when you get down in the red zone, they're going to make you throw the ball, number one, and then when you do, it's going to be tight windows.
What did Sean McDermott say to us? It's all about execution, right?
Bass
had the opportunities, just couldn't execute.
Bass perfect, inside of 40. This from 35. Snapping the place and might have kissed the upright and gets through. 6:35 to go. 3rd quarter. It's a 1-point game. Aerial coverage is brought to you by Goodyear. Got so many hard-working folks on our crew working in the conditions outside tonight. David Wojcik, Drexel Yokoyama, Shane Marshall, Steve Lowe, Bruce Harmon, Doreen French, Todd Marshall, someone named Jason Jobs. You ever heard of him? No? Familiar? Tim 2, Johnny Staminsky, Greg Logan, Clay Lovelace, Justin Culverhouse, Mark Clintworth, and Sam Walker. And Eric Lunston is out there with Lisa Salters. You two should be ashamed of yourselves. You've been hugging hot chocolate and hand warmers the whole night up in the booth. And our people downstairs are braving the elements.
Our crew is the absolute best.
They sure are, and they're a lot tougher than me.
If the public only knew, Lewis. If they only knew. That went through the uprights. And that will not result in 3.
Well, we knew the Patriots wanted to run the football coming into tonight. And they've run it 28 times and they've thrown it once, and a majority of it has been right up the middle. Now that's Damian Harris in that long touchdown run, but we'll see what they decide to do here their last 6 minutes and 35 seconds going into the win.
Good to see Damian Harris back in there for New England. And he's limping again as he bounced it to the outside for the big gain. Earlier had the hamstring injury. That's good for 22, and that'll put him over 100 for the game.
Watch the fullback, Jakob Johnson. We talked about him being a key in this game, and he comes over and gets the lead block on the Matt Milano. I would follow Jakob Johnson if I was Damian Harris too, and he doesn't look right. He doesn't look like he can continue to go in this football game. It's going to be Ramondre Stevenson and maybe Brandon Bolden.
If Harris is healthy, he might have taken that to the house.
Yeah.
6 minutes even to go. Stevenson is in there now. He breaks one. He's across midfield. Push the pile across for the first down, gain of 11. Patriots ground game.
And here they just flip the formation and go opposite side, and they'll just go out here to the left, and you'll just see Ramondre Stevenson get out on the perimeter. You see the pull by Karras, you see the block by Jonathan Smith on the edge. And as soon as they identify the seam, you see it. He squirts through it. Now it's north and south. Josh McDaniels talked about that. He said, look, just get your shoulders square and accelerate. It's coming harder and harder to keep these backs contained as the game goes on.
And they're running on the outside now. We showed that run chart mostly inside. Now they're getting to the outside.
Pitch it to Stevenson. He'll cut it back in. Just shy of the 35.
You know, one of the things that Buffalo may need to pay attention to is this. Whenever you see this guy in a condensed split, in a tight split, and it's N'Keal Harry, you better know that they're coming outside on a crack toss or some kind of perimeter run. He doesn't line up there to run routes. He lines up there to block.
And that's just bad on Epanesic's part right there. You know, I mean, this is the third or fourth time that you've seen that.
And there he is again.
2nd down and 4. Why wouldn't you keep it on the ground? Although that time it'll go for a loss. Greg Rousseau first in for Buffalo, along with Tyrell Dodson. 2nd straight home game. This Bills defense has allowed 200-plus rushing yards to their opponent. The Colts came in here and really smacked them around, 41-15. That caught everyone by surprise.
You see Kendrick Bourne come into the game. Hunter Henry's come into the game. Nelson Aguilar into the game. Could they throw it?
That's 4-down territory here.
Mack takes off.
How about that?
Going to be just short.
Well, you're not going to attempt a field goal here if you're Bill Belichick, so you tell your quarterback, hey, go get as much as you can, get us into a 4th and as short as possible situation, and then we'll come back and we'll hand it to Ramondre Stevenson again and get a 1st down.
Mack's like, let me do something. Let me run this thing. Let me do something out here.
4th down and 1.
Now the big guys come back in.
Yeah. On
N'Keal Harry, Jakob Johnson, Owenu.
Talked about the physicality that Buffalo needed to play with tonight. This is a prime example right here.
Jones wants it again himself. Trying to find Mac Jones in that pile with the football. There he is. He squirts through with the ball. 1st down, New England.
There's a lot of communication at the 2nd level for the Bills defensively. They were not ready for that. They were trying to adjust, and you could see the linebackers. Look at them all back here communicating when they should be right up in that A gap, ready for that quarterback sneak. Situational football where the Patriots have made so many teams pay.
Shut it down. You hear the whistles.
Could the Bills be challenging the spot on that 4th down call? So hard to tell where, in the middle of that mosh pit, where Mac Jones was down.
Let me know when you guys find him.
Needle in a haystack.
See if we get a good look here. Not really. See, that yellow line is not official. See the end of the sticks.
Buffalo challenges the ruling on the field for 1st down.
We'll come back, get the answer on the challenge. Well, the officials are still looking. Our referee, Bill Vinovich, we looked throughout the entire TV timeout and still have not seen an angle that shows a definitive one which they could possibly overturn this.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Buffalo is charged the 1st timeout and lose the 1st challenge.
Could be a very valuable timeout down the stretch. And Mac Jones has 3 rushes tonight, and he's 1 pass.
I think that's, you know, a sign of the sense of urgency from Sean McDermott, realizing that he's not going to have the wind in the 4th quarter, and that if the Patriots here towards the end of this 3rd quarter are able to go down and get points and have the wind in the 4th quarter, this is a really big moment.
This drive has taken 4 minutes off the clock, all time that Buffalo could have with the football going with the wind. So, yeah, doubly valuable for New England with the Patriots drive.
And these Patriots now have rushed for over 210 yards in this game. and all of it's against 8- and 9-man fronts. You got to give credit to this offensive line and these backs and Jakob Johnson. They are controlling this game.
And we're not sure we'll see Damian Harris again.
Another 9-man front here.
First down and 10 from the 32. Had Stevenson momentarily in the backfield. Go back to the line of scrimmage. That clock will wind.
If you've been to an NFL practice, they run a drill called 9-on-7, which is basically where you know they're not going to throw the football. There's no wide receivers on the field, and everybody just crowds the box, and it's just really mano a mano. That's really what this game is going to become whenever the team has the ball going right to left on your screen. It's 9-on-7.
Stevenson able to knife through. Tremendous hard running, another New England first down. 11 yards there, it'll kill some more clock in this quarter.
We talked about making that ball bounce to the outside, make Dane Jackson tackle, and there he is. He's out there on Mason, and there's just not the support. Dodson, the linebacker, Tremaine Edmonds not out there to get out there on these perimeter runs.
It's the guys who are sealing the edges, whether it's Jonnu Smith, N'Keal Harry, they're just making it a short corner over and over again.
Stevenson. 5 more. Down to the 16-yard line.
I mean, I can't emphasize this enough, and we keep saying it, but that's what this is. This is just a running drill. It's running period. Look at the leverage that they have here at the point of attack. And then you got Karras just pulling out the edge, Jakob Johnson blocking Tremaine Edmonds. And then you just got big Ramondre Stevenson, who, well, he's just a load, man. I mean, he's a load, and at this point in time, the Buffalo Bills defense has to be getting tired of this.
Karras has been a pleasant surprise, the left guard spot for the Patriots. Keep feeding Stevenson. Gonna have another first down with a half-minute left. Stevenson had a really impressive preseason. He fumbled in the opener, and Bill put him on the bench, stapled him to the bench for the next 3 games. Came back, missed a blitz pickup. They sat him again. But ever since then, Ramondre Stevenson's been a big factor in this run game that has New England in the top spot in the AFC overall.
And they are acting like they have the top spot, like they deserve the top spot. And beginning of this year, Buffalo thought this was going to be the year. And right now, they're getting it taken to them at home in a big spot.
And to 3 in a 1-point game. Harry, Lisa Salters, Brian Greasy, Louis Riddick, and our Monday Night Football family. I'm Steve Levy as we welcome you to the 4th quarter. Look at that line score. Actually, this has kind of gone exactly as we expected it to go. 11-10 New England, and what a drive that was at the end of the 3rd quarter. That carries over into the beginning of the 4th for these Patriots.
You know, if I'm the Bills right here, I would think of Sean McDermott, think about putting an extra defensive lineman on the field. They've only got 4 defensive linemen out there. The edge has been where they've been having an issue. So if you put 5 defensive linemen out there, maybe you have a better shot. Take a linebacker or a DB off the field.
First down and 10, just outside the 10. And Stevenson is sent flying. Matt Milano on the stop. That's a loss, and that's the 29th consecutive running play by New England.
Look, you just got to attack this offense downhill when you're a second-level defender, and just watch how the linebackers attack the line of scrimmage. Matt Milano just finds a hole in the line and just shoots it. Those slow developing plays like that where you have that kind of ball handling, they don't need those. They just need to get out on the perimeter.
7-minute drive for the Patriots. Stevenson flipped. It's
2 for 2.
Milano again.
Maybe this is what Sean McDermott was telling him.
Well, Sean McDermott talked to Matt Milano throughout the entire commercial break. And what he was telling him was, we want you to run through. When they pull that guard, like they did right there, Karras, go right behind him and get to that back before he can get to the outside. That's the adjustment.
Now, if they decide to throw it here, Hunter Henry in the ball game, number 85.
On 3rd and 18, nope. Give it to Brandon Bolden. Won't come close to picking it up. It's a gain of 3. Epinesa made the stop, and it's 4th down. And here comes the field goal unit.
Well, give Sean McDermott credit there. They gave up a ton of yards on that drive on one play in particular, but he made the adjustment when he needed to at the change of the quarter to at least force a field goal attempt.
You just wonder at what point, with now that he has the win, does Bill decide to throw it? Does he let Mac throw it at all, or does he continue to play with this strategy?
From 34. Snap in the place, Nick Folk. Look at that football moving around. And able to put it through. Nick Folk, his last missed field goal attempt inside of 50 was opening day on the 2020 season. There's your knuckleball, worth 3 points. 4-point lead for New England in the 4th. Again, week 13 continuing My Cause, My Cleats, auctioning off proceeds going to players' respective charities around the NFL. And we got a special pair of cleats we'll show you up here. And you can bid on those cleats going to NFL.com/auction. And everybody has the opportunity. Pick their cause with their cleats and raise money for their favorite causes and charities. See if the Bills get a return here. Matt Breida got great speed. He'll get out to the 37-yard line. Mentioned a special pair of cleats. So there's actual cleats are really sneakers.
Yeah, they're sneakers.
Near and dear to your heart.
Pretty cool sneakers. Yeah, this is Judy's house. I started this organization 20 years ago with my wife, Brooke. I was a second-year player in the NFL, just like these guys, and we work with grieving children and families that have lost a loved one. And throughout this pandemic, there's been more and more families that are grieving the loss of a loved one. So this is our cause.
Yeah, so go online, and you got a chance to bid for these as well. It's a terrific cause.
Absolutely.
We're all proud of you, Brian. What size you got those in, by the way?
I probably would.
These are
I like the yellow. Very cool.
That's Dawson Knox. Out just shy of the 45-yard line. And while we're showing off all of the cleats and the great sneakers for Judy House, I think it's worth pointing out that Lewis looks to be much warmer than we are, and there's a reason for that, America. You should see Lewis is so tough. Look to Lewis's right. Can we get a shot of that?
Right. There's a heater over there.
I'm cheating.
Lewis,
you know what?
Cheating the whole night.
Hey, look, I don't mess around when it comes to the cold, man.
I thought I smelled some leather burning.
You know what? I kept rubbing my jacket sleeve going, am I melting?
Lewis came out, no overcoat on, and America's like, wow, he's tough. 2nd down and 3.
Just so everybody knows, I'm not.
You know what?
Comes to the cold.
Gonna bring up a 3rd and 1.
It's a big 3rd down here, and obviously we haven't seen Josh Allen use his legs a ton. And we know he's one of the most successful quarterbacks in quarterback sneaks in the NFL.
And it's a long one. Allen wants to throw for it. Able to complete. Stephon Diggs. 3rd catch of the night for Diggs. That's a critical play. Pick up a 10.
Looks just a nice job off of the play action pass to just sneak behind the 2nd-level defenders who creep up into the line of scrimmage. And just post up, let Josh put it on you, and then just turn upfield and pick up the 1st down. It's a good job of anticipating how the defense would react by Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator of Buffalo, and Diggs converting.
From the New England 45. Allen wants to throw again. On the run, to his left throwing. Like Sanders might have gotten a hand on it, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, this is what Josh Allen does so well, which is extend plays, and Sanders is open, but that ball just sails a little bit on Josh Allen. You get the sense now, Buffalo going into the wind, Brian Daboll saying, listen, kid, we're going to need you to make some plays, and it's not just going to be in the run game. We're going to need you to throw it, and if it's into the wind, it's into the wind. You got a big arm. Let's go rip it.
2nd down and 10. Flush from the pocket. Allen will use the legs here. He's got the speed, stays on his feet, and he's inside the 25. Devin McCourty, the stop, 21-yard run by Josh Allen.
And you're going to watch Matt Judon here. Watch him get too far upfield and just provide an escape alley for Josh Allen. He did a nice job right there by offensive tackle, pushing him wide, pushing him upfield. And Josh Allen says, I'm out of here.
Josh told us about that yesterday. He said, hey, Judon's a great player, but if he wants to rush up the field, I'm going to know it, and I'm going to eject out of the pocket. Don't take any risk of throwing it, just use my legs.
Adrian Phillips told us this is the toughest tackle to make. This quarterback running in the middle of the field. This time it's Zach Moss. Van Noy will make the stop. The run by Allen is the longest run of the night for Buffalo.
You see, Josh had no intentions of throwing that ball either. He's like, I'm out of here and I'm running. And that's the kind of thing we talked about in the open that may be the most important kind of plays he makes tonight. And so far, that's one of the more explosive plays that they've had. And I'm sure it's not going to be the last, maybe not even on this drive.
That wind still whipping around at the New England 20, 2nd and 7. Protection's good. Allen has time to look around. Finds Moss out of the backfield. He's got the first down as he's wrestled down out of bounds, and a flag comes in. See if they got the horse collar. Tack on 15 if it is. Might not be able to get 15.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle. Defense number 54. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
You see Dante Hightower just trying to get him down out close to the sideline. When you start reaching and grabbing for people who you feel are getting you outflanked, this is what happens.
Half the distance to the goal makes it a 6-yard penalty. And it is 1st and goal for Buffalo.
This is where Bill Belichick and New England's defense plays some of their best football, is preventing teams from getting into the end zone. See if they can do it here.
Zach Moss. Godshaw first man in. Moss is the guy the Bills go with inside the 10-yard line. Got to crash into that end zone. 2nd and goal.
You know, you're not going to be able to just run it between the tackles, I don't believe, to get this into the end zone. Godshaw and Christian Barmore are too stout. In last year's game, Brian Daboll decided to attack the perimeter. They had a tap pass one time. They had a shovel pass another. They ran Josh Allen to the outside. So for them to get this ball in, I think they're going to need to do it on the perimeter or through the air.
Bills are going to have to spend another timeout here. And that'll leave Buffalo with 1 with 8 minutes and 18 seconds left. We're back in 30 seconds after this from Out of the timeout, 2nd down and goal for the Bills.
You know, if it's me here, I might think about a little bit of misdirection and a flat pass to a tight end on the perimeter. Not very long pass, so the wind wouldn't affect it. Maybe Dawson Knox.
You got some miscommunication going on in the back.
Allen to throw off the play fake. Now in some trouble and he's tripped up. Judon eventually will bring him down. Big sack, big play by the New England defense.
They had hard play action and they wanted to get the ball to Dawson Knox in the back of the end zone. He had a little window there, but when the eyes come down for Josh Allen, when he gets that pressure and his eyes come down there, he doesn't keep him downfield and he doesn't see Dawson Knox open in the back of the end zone.
One of the things you don't notice on a play like that, Dietrich Wise, who's rushing to Josh Allen's arm side, you see him get that left hand up.
3rd and goal from the 15.
They got a free play.
Brings some pressure. Allen throws and sailed it over Dawson Knox's hands. And Allen's got his hands in the air.
He thought he had a free play. I thought he had a free play. But no flag on the field. As they judge, those guys did not get into the neutral zone. You know, it's hard as a quarterback. When you see that flinch, you're anticipating, you're expecting a flag. And that's what Josh Allen thought.
So this ought to be fun. Here's a field goal attempt into the wind. Tyler Bass told Lisa earlier about an extra point. This is just that. This will be a 33-yard attempt to get Buffalo back within a point. Ferguson, the snapper. And it is no good. Push to the right. Tyler Bass with the shortest miss of his career from 33. Wow. To the right. New England football maintaining that 4-point lead in the fourth. Back in Orchard Park, no one is left. On a breezy night, you could say. The hardy faithful in Western New York, they'll hang around and see this one to its conclusion. New England by 4. With the football, 7:24 left in the game. Ramondre Stevenson for a loss. Levi Wallace, the tackle. Fewest pass attempts in a victory dating back to 1970.
Is that a shock that Buffalo is 2 in the top 4?
Some of these will be weather factors. The last team to do it was the New England Patriots. They had 5 pass attempts. That was the famous or infamous snowplow game they remember fondly in Foxborough. Here's Mack on the run, throwing his second pass attempt of the night. Wanted Aguilar, and it goes incomplete.
That's a nice job by Dane Jackson. A little double move and a comeback. And Dane Jackson playing in relief of Tre'Davious White in perfect position.
That ends a streak of 32 consecutive running plays by the Patriots and stops the clock as well. 3rd down and 11. Jones to throw. Brandon Bolden. It's going to be 4th down.
New England, one of the more dangerous screen teams in the NFL. Nice job of rallying by the Buffalo Bills defense to make sure that that play didn't break out of there. Because Bolden, along with Stevenson, they can turn what looks like a very innocent screen play like that into a very explosive play. Give the Bills defense a lot of credit.
Buffalo's going to get that football back. There's Micah Hyde, back deep for the Bills at his own 21. Jake Bailey standing on his 14. With the wind, Hyde to let it bounce and into the end zone for a touchback. Next Monday night, Brian, you can leave your jacket home. Lewis, you can leave your heater home as well.
Yeah, we got some natural heat next week.
Be out in the desert. What another great matchup. The Rams and Cardinals next week. The Rams able to finish off that pesky 3-game losing streak in a get-right game against Jacksonville for them. And Arizona got Kyler Murray back, got DeAndre Hopkins back, able to beat the Bears. That should be a dandy next Monday night as well to wrap up Week 14 in the NFL.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that Cardinals team up close and personal. We did them in the preseason. They don't seem to be still getting the respect I think they deserve. Everybody's talking about Tampa and Packers. I think the Cardinals are going to be right there.
Hey, that's a 72-yard punt for Bailey officially. That'll be a career high for him, but it nets out at just a 52-yard punt. They'll take down the sideline. Allen to Diggs. It's a catch.
Just look at this route. Watch this throw into the wind. Now remember that. This ball is being thrown into the wind.
That's impossible.
That's unbelievable right there. Unbelievable.
Remember, Diggs got turned around on the deep shot into the end zone, spins around there, able to make this grab.
So I think Josh Allen now, they told him, listen, we're going to have to throw the ball going into the wind. And so you decide which side you want to throw it into. I think he likes throwing it to the left more because it's directly into the wind, which that's hard, but he's got a strong arm, but you don't want to throw it a crosswind. That's impossible.
Trying to set it up for Moss, and Hightower will throw him out of bounds. Pick up a 5.
What'll be interesting to see is whether or not New England goes to some more zone here, or they wind up continuing to play man-to-man and allowing Buffalo to get their perimeter players, which are very good as far from a skill perspective, one-on-ones. I don't know if that's something they want to live in this drive. They've been very good playing zone coverage. Josh Allen has struggled a little bit against zone coverage.
Yeah, it's the first time they're really playing some more 2 safeties, and when they do that, then you got to be able to run the ball.
Bills just across midfield, 2nd down and 5. Allen squeezes it in there for Dawson Knox for 7 and the 1st down.
Right on cue, they changed it up, went a little bit of zone. You're going to see Judon rushing the passer, Dante Hightower and Juwan Bentley try and vice the throw.
That's a big-time catch. You know you're going to get hit.
You're getting crunched. But here comes the chess match now. When you know the kind of game has kind of declared, as they like to say, we know what the other team's going to try to do. What are the optimal calls at the right time?
See that 2 safety look there.
Some late pressure. It's picked up. Allen. Look like it sailed on him, trying to get Zach Moss in the neighborhood.
This is something that the Patriots have done a nice job of just playing some real fundamental zone coverage.
Well, Brian Daboll, he's noticing, okay, well, they're going to bring Phillips down early in the down, and then we're going to pop him out at the last minute. We got to be able to run the ball. And that 1st down, you see 2 safeties here. There's Phillips. When he comes down, you throw it. He goes back, you run it.
2nd and 10. Handoff. Moss. 1st down. Rather Singletary, I beg your pardon. 17-yard gain.
We talk about the chess match between the coaches, but it's the players that have to execute. And Adrian Phillips right here, he's in great position. The structure of the defense calls it correctly. You just got to get the back on the ground.
And sometimes when you're worrying about disguising and you're moving back and forth, it can get you out of sorts as far as what your right entry angle is supposed to be like. Looks like we got Matt Judon down on the field.
It's an impressive answer from the Bills. In a crunch moment, a big-time moment here, the last drive, going into the win. No excuses if you're Sean McDermott. I don't care. Throw the ball, run the ball, whatever you got to do to get it down there. Our kicker missed on the last one. There's no thought now of kicking anything. They got to get this ball in the end zone, and they've gone right down the field in back-to-back drives. It's impressive. Now can they finish?
Judon made that tackle, and he's being attended to. Again, the AFC playoff picture. Patriots sit atop the entire conference. The Bills can somehow win tonight. They'll move into 1st place in the AFC East and 2nd in the conference. And a bunch of teams that are still in the hunt.
Yeah, Tennessee would actually move into 1st if the Bills won. And you know, these guys right here, keep an eye on the Colts in that run game.
Yeah, the Bills are well aware of what Indianapolis can do to you. So Judon will come off.
And the Patriots will play the Colts in a couple of weeks after their bye. I think they're at Indianapolis.
That is correct. New England gets the bye next week. That's the latest bye the NFL has ever had, week 14. And then after that Colts game, get another up-close and personal look at these Buffalo Bills in Foxborough. 3:20 to go, clock winding. 1st down and 10 for Buffalo.
He's flipping the protection one way to the other.
Allen throwing, And completing. That's Emmanuel Sanders to the 20. Pick up a 5.
But this chess match to me is just absolutely fascinating. New England wants to play man-to-man coverage. They want to get their hands on people and really take the fight to you. But right now they're sitting back in a little bit more zone. They've had a lot of success with it. Their guys play with tremendous eyes, tremendous route anticipation. But they also know you single up number 14 on the outside one-on-one and he'll get you if you're not careful.
I also think they're worried about Josh Allen's legs playing man-to-man.
Allen trying to run for it. See where he went out of bounds. Adrian Phillips forced him out. Looks like he should have enough for the first down.
Here's a nice example of it. You see Dante Hightower just trying to match the routes. Josh sees an open lane. He said, I'll do whatever's necessary. They need me to run it, I'll run it. Throw it, I'll throw it.
Yeah,
just want to get the win.
You get a sense now as they approach the 10-yard line. This crowd, these fans in this stand, they are ready to erupt if this ball somehow gets in the end zone.
Hey, we're good.
Just inside the Patriots 15. Singletary for a couple. Godchaux's having himself a night. Another stop for him, along with Hightower.
An unbelievable night, Steve. He has controlled the area from guard to guard. Mitch Morse doesn't want to see any more of Davin Godchaux after tonight.
Clock is stopped. Timeout.
I think New England's trying to save as much time. Bill Belichick trying to save as much time as he can here before the 2-minute warning, anticipating if they do go in and score, leaving a little bit of time on the clock.
This has been a tremendous drive by Buffalo, very similar to New England's drive at the end of the quarter, going in the similar direction against the wind here. And Josh Allen's going to have to make a play to get Buffalo on top.
Yeah, now you're down into that area that's already been pointed out that New England excels at. Coverage is their thing down here. Their front seven can handle the run down here. You've seen they've handled the run all night long. Is whether or not they can find the matchup, find the area to be able to punch this ball in for 7.
I'd still think about trying to get the ball to Dawson Knox on the flat. You're not going to be able to run the ball in between the tackles. It's shown that, consistently here in the second half. And then the other thing I'd think about doing is getting the quarterback and Josh Allen and his legs on the perimeter.
Buffalo has just one timeout. They took over at their own 20. 9th play of the drive upcoming. Trying to sort out the chain crew, it looks like, on this near sideline, on the Bills sideline. And that's the reason for the temporary delay. Haven't figured out how to use a computer chip yet for this. We're still dealing with the chain gang. And I like it, by the way. It's a throwback.
You're old school. You also like to read the paper. And
aesthetically pleasing. And the chain gang, they got to work too. They got jobs too, all right?
I got you.
2nd down and 9. Some pressure. Allen got rid of it. Tried to go back shoulder to Diggs. Can't connect.
There's the one-on-one matchup. Playing single high, playing man coverage. They went right after it. See if we can get him on one of these back shoulder throws. You see the ball just carries out of bounds on him.
That's what I'm talking about. Throwing the ball that direction, the wind is coming across the field, and it just pushes it outside of the intended receiver. If he's going to throw it, I would have him throw it left, directly into the wind where he knows it's not going to waver.
Now it looks
3rd
like
down and 9.
A little too high. Nope.
See if Knox jumped.
Ball start. Offense number 88. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Another killer penalty for the Bills.
Some communication going on up front, and it's the execution. That's exactly what Sean McDermott talked about. We got to execute in big moments.
New England was bringing pressure before.
Trying to get the line right now. And now we're set. Just beyond the 18.
Judon back on the field.
And here he comes. Allen nearly ran into him. Allen able to keep the play alive, and it is Knox who couldn't bring it in. Adrian Phillips had the coverage. Knox got his hands on the ball, and it's 4th down.
Adrian Phillips has made 2 unbelievable plays in this game. We saw him earlier at the last minute punch a ball away to guard Dawson Knox this long. There he is in the back of the end zone, and at the last minute to get a hand on his unbelievable play by him.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning. Come on back for 4th and 14. Last call, Buffalo.
I'm Scott Van Pelt, coming up on Monday Night Postgame, presented by Abbott. Live reaction, full highlights. We'll hear from Bill Belichick, Josh Allen, play of the night on quite a night in Western New York. Steve Levy, it's all yours.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you. It has been quite a night so far, and we're not done yet. Adrian Phillips is down, and this happened while we were away at the 2-minute warning.
While we wait on Phillips, let's go back and look at the 3rd down, and I want you to take a look at Stephon Diggs, where he ends up in the middle of the field. If Josh Allen were able to keep his eyes downfield, that's where they wanted to go with the football, right there to Stephon Diggs. But the pressure back here on Josh Allen, his eyes were down, and so he never kept his eyes up to see Diggs in the middle of the field. Tried to make a play, extended, and gave Knox a chance, but that play was designed for Diggs in the middle of the field. He was open, but Josh wasn't able to find him.
This is strange. Phillips was fine in that whole celebration when we went to the 2-minute warning, and now he's down on the field.
Thinking of trading for Randy, what do you think? What do I think? Absolutely. I'm gonna give you everything I got. We somehow got everyone on the same team at the same time. We made football look so easy. It was probably the best team in NFL history.
3 games away from immortality, 1 loss away from infamy. We're going to someone's funeral. It's going to be theirs, or it's going to be ours.
And the New York Giants will be Super Bowl champions.
We lost the Super Bowl.
Adrian Phillips now just getting to that Patriots sideline. A really important player on that New England defense. With the play of the game upcoming. 4th and 14 for Buffalo. They need inside the 5 to get a 1st down.
I think you have to keep an eye on Dawson Knox now, because that's been his cover responsibility a lot when they go in man-to-man coverage.
It's an all-out blitz look here.
See if they go after Sean Davis. Just elevated today. Here's Allen. Straight drop. Allen throwing, and it's knocked away. Miles Bryant able to knock the pass away, incomplete. McCourty came on the blitz, brought the pressure. They turn it over on downs, and Buffalo can only stop the clock 1 time.
This is a tremendously instinctive play by Miles Bryant. Just watch, he has Cole Beasley man-to-man, and then watch, once he sees the ball declared, just watch him come off of his coverage and get the pass down. Look, those are the kind of things, ball awareness, route awareness, playing with good eyes and anticipation. That's the kind of thing that makes Bill Belichick happy. Miles Bryant has done a great job filling in here tonight and playing a big role.
That was a gutsy call there. To bring an all-out pressure, that ball easily, if could have been thrown inside, and if it was thrown inside to Cole Beasley, they had a chance. When Josh threw that ball outside, I don't think that ball was ever going to get there. But what a call from Steve Belichick and Bill Belichick to save their all-out blitz. They haven't done that the entire game. To save it for the end of the game, and then to dial it up, and then to execute it. There is nobody back here. So watch when Cole Beasley comes on the inside. Typically, that's where you're going to go with the football. And if that ball's thrown on a line, maybe he has a chance. But you're right, Bryant with a very instinctive play, and you could tell, been very well coached, and that could have been the play that seals it.
Look, they've been playing this entire game without Kyle Duggar. Bryant has had to play a huge role playing in that star position, inside in their sub stuff. Good game by him.
1st down will end it. Stevenson again. Bills could force New England a punt with about 20 seconds left. Remember, Miles Bryant was the player that sort of had the phantom personal foul penalty.
Yep.
Right. On the hit that's sort of out of bounds on Josh Allen earlier. He makes the big defensive play, and the clock will tick down.
Well, and if you're Buffalo, you're just trying to force that punt, that special team snap. You never know what's going to happen in this win with the snap, the punter catching it.
Clock is stopped. Jones just wants to reset the play clock. Bill wants to know why the clock stopped as well. John Parry tells me that clock stopped at 1:22.
And that snow now starting to fall a little bit more brisk. Well, you know the punter over there, Matt Hawk, on the sideline. He really wants them to get this first down. Jake Bailey, excuse me. But he's rooting for a big first down here.
Due to the injury, Buffalo's charged an excess timeout. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 23 seconds and the play clock to 40.
Yeah, Matt Milano go down there and was on the field.
Yes, they're both going to run.
John Parry, a thought here?
71's eligible.
Yeah, you got an injury inside 2 minutes. So they'll stop the game, remove the player, fourth timeout, excess timeout. They'll come back and wind it because the injury stopped the clock. All good, just takes a little while to administrate all that.
That'll change some of the math. Yep.
They reset the play clock, and now they can sit in the huddle here and burn another significant chunk of this clock. And if this play lasts more than 3 or 4 seconds, the game may be over.
Now they come to the line. 5 seconds on the play clock.
Second charge timeout.
And New England will spend a timeout.
30-second timeout.
Time now for our drive recap, brought to you by Old Navy. On that fourth down opportunity, 4th and 14 for Buffalo. And the breakup by Miles Bryant.
Look, that's his instinctive defensive back play. When you're in zero coverage and you're trying to play inside leverage on a slot player running a post across your face, and you have enough awareness to come off on it and help out on the outside post and make a PBU, that's as good as it gets right there.
Yeah, and I think it bears mentioning he's playing because Kyle Duggar is not in this game, was on the COVID list, and for him to come out and make that kind of play, that's a really tough play for a safety to make in that moment. That's what separates the Patriots. There's nobody better coached, especially in the secondary.
They've played so well here over the years. Since 2004, New England is 15-2 here in Orchard Park, and potentially seconds away from making that 16-2. He'll try to stall, take some time off.
I think there might be 1 second.
And on a night like tonight, you never know.
Yep, I think there's 1 second difference.
Buffalo will think about consecutive red zone trips here in the fourth quarter, in which they came away with 0 points.
Certainly not gonna. They're not gonna punt it. If there is 1 second, they'll burn it all the way down, take their timeout, and then they'll probably burn the last second.
You're right. Jake Bailey's really happy about that. Joe Cardona, the snapper, that's cool too.
Probably do the same play they just did.
And we got a lot of zeros on clocks now.
Just set the game clock to 1 second.
They're going to add 1 second on.
And what a performance here tonight from the Patriots. You know, to come in with your rookie quarterback into a hostile environment. He's never been in this environment before, and it was a great game plan from Josh McDaniels to not put it on Josh McDaniel, or not put it on Mac Jones, but to put it on your running backs and your physical approach, and it worked to perfection.
I would say they didn't put it on Mac Jones. He threw the ball 3 times tonight. People will talk about that. And yeah, Josh McDaniels, solid game plan. Mac Jones finishes 2 of 3 passing. And going to win the game. 2 of 3 passing from Mac Jones, and the Patriots come here and win the game. Make it 8 consecutive weeks for the Bills without stacking 2 victories in a row, and the Patriots maintain the top seed. Forget about the AFC East overall in the AFC.
There's no question that the New England Patriots were better at this style of game tonight. Now, when they meet up again in a couple of weeks, it may be a completely different scenario, and the strengths might be completely different. Can't wait to watch that.
The 3 pass attempts, fewest in a win since the Bills threw 2 in 1974. And the Patriots have themselves a tidy 7-game winning streak. Next Monday night, we'll talk to you from the desert. The LA Rams visit the Arizona Cardinals. The Monday night postgame presented by Abbott is coming up next here on ESPN. Hey, thanks for our audio people on the field. Doug Birmingham and Todd Paluzak as well. That's the story. New England by 4. Here's Scott Van Pelt.
Thank you, guys. Coming up on Monday night postgame presented by Abbott. Full reaction, Louis Riddick, Ryan Greasy. We'll hear from Bill Belichick, Sean McDermott. And following the post-game show, Ryan Clark breaks down Monday night's key moment. There are a bunch to choose from. We'll be the first to wrap up Week 13. Post-game show begins in 3 minutes.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.